Mosey on into my office, check my messages, make sure there's no emergencies, check in with my challenge groups, and then basically come up with some posts for Facebook that I feel can add value to people's lives. And I'm always looking to not just talk about Beachbody, I'm looking to talk about my own little mini reality show. I want people to feel like they get to know me, that they can come to my page and it's going to be inspiring and motivating, and that I'm lifting other people up. And then I get my workout in and go about my day really normally. I mean, I guess just really trying to make sure that I'm touching people every single day and reaching out to new people. You can never become complacent and wait for people to come to you. You've got to make sure that you're reaching out. And so that's legit my day.
Yeah, my day is very different. I am up at 5 a.m. because I have 2 little kids. I have a 3- and a 5-year-old, and I only have a babysitter 2.5 days a week, so I have to maximize every second of my day. So when that alarm goes off, it's like, okay, I gotta get my workout done. If I hit snooze too many times, then my kids are up and I'm trying to check in with challengers. So I am up, workout, shower, challengers. Like, I'm very scheduled in my mind, and I have to go that way. Otherwise, it cuts into my balance with my kids, and so I really have to keep myself on track. So I work 2 full days where that's the time that my kids have somebody that works with them, and then I can do all my calls during those 2 hours. And then when it's time to shut it off, I can shut it off and just be with them. But I'm organized and structured with my time, and it works.
Well, okay, I usually don't wake up early to work out, but if I have to wake up really early to work out, I will. But normally, wake up, get my son on the bus, get him all ready for school, get him on the bus, spend time with Matt, and then we work out, and the next few hours after the workout is really just returning emails, creating posts, creating new training for coaches, doing getting started right calls and follow-up calls with my coaches. So there's like this whole block of time during the day that after the workout that is, focused on my business, and try and wrap things up before my son gets done with school, so that after school it's about homework, it's about sports, and family time. So that's an ideal day for me, and that's not to say that every day works out that way, but I will say this. When you're new in the business and you're working full-time, which I'm sure a lot of us were in that situation, at least I was, it is hard in the beginning when you work full-time and you're a parent and you have to find that time where it seems there is no time. So I will say that, I'm sure all of us can say we've been there, where it's difficult and you have to be more structured and you feel like it's more difficult for you. But you just have to, really make some sacrifices and let go of some other things in your life so that you can make time for the business, because it might be early in the morning. I mean, I definitely lost sleep building my business when I was working full-time. Early in the morning, late at night, on my lunch hour, wherever I could. So just wanted to add that.
Perfect. Let's kind of transition now into leadership development. It's a big part of your guys' success, and so I know a lot of people in the audience want to know where you spend your time in terms of leadership development, maybe a book, seminar, whatever it was. Share that.
Okay, I had a lot of sacrifices in the beginning, like Janelle, but now to lead the team, I guess, and to what I do, I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning, like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I read for an hour and a half. I'm not a morning person, and you have to be able to inspire people and go out. So I have to read like an hour and a half before I'm in the mood for my day. So I do that, and then I drink E&E, drink Shakeology, do a workout. And then my first activities I do are creating posts, blog posts, YouTube videos, and Facebook posts before, I guess you could say, corrupted by the day. Anything that could happen in the day that could throw my mood off or put me in, not in an inspirational area, I guess, of my life. So those are the first things I do, is that workout, reading personal development. And during my workout, I listen to John C. Maxwell, Tony Robbins, and then I feel inspired after that. And then I want to go out and share what I learned with people and plant seeds of growth, I guess, in others. So that's what I do first. And then it's on to the organized list of challenge groups and reaching out to new people and getting started right.
Any other, how about down here, leadership development? What have you guys focused on? What's helped put you guys in this position to be your best self and influence your leaders on your teams? Lauren.
Taking the mic. I wake up every morning and have a quiet time, and I feel like if I don't do that, my day is completely skewed. So I spend time with God, and I post that first thing. People know that when they go to my personal page, not my like page or anything else, that I've given them the way I started my day with my scripture. I'm sharing that with them. And I know that for me, that kind of trickles down and goes into every aspect of me as a leader. And people know that about me, that I pray for my team. I make sure that they know I'm praying for them. And that has kind of gelled us as a team even more than anything else has. They know that I've got their back, and they know that I'm not pushing them, that I know that it's God's timing. And that's the way my business began, was an open door that I feel like God pushed me through. So I'm not going to change that. But within my team, you know, I stress personal development. I stress whatever that is for you. If it's a daily devotional, if it is John C. Maxwell, whatever personal development you need right now, and my team is just booming because they know that they're more than just sharing a product. They're more than just hitting Success Club. We really care about the person. So, and I think Team Beachbody as a whole absolutely does that. So I can't stress it enough, but for me personally, it's God's word, and then getting to places where I feel fed, like events like this. So you won't find me missing any opportunity to be with other coaches.
So for me and my team, you know, it's really cool because you pretty much attract the people that you put out for your, you know, how authentic you are. And so for my team, what I really try to help them understand is that they need to be their authentic self, not what they see, you know, all over Facebook or get sidetracked by, you know, other people's posts or get confused about where they are and what they need to share. And it's just really important that if you want to be a leader of other people, you need to first lead yourself, and you need to do your personal development, you need to do your workouts, you need to drink your Shakeology, you need to eat healthy, and take care of yourself. And that's your mind, your body, your whole entire spirit. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not giving yourself quiet time every day, you're not having time to meditate, or, you know, and you're making excuses in those areas, which are pretty much the 3 vital behaviors, you're not going to be able to lead other people, because if you can't get control of yourself, there's no way people are going to follow you. It's just they'll see. It's very transparent. You think that in social media, like, you think that you can just share things that you see other people sharing, like copy paste, but people see through that. But when you're being authentic and you're sharing about your life, and just like Lindsay said, of your own reality show, and you're just kind of showing like all the really most positive things about your life and inspiring people with those things, and then also throwing in the things that aren't so inspiring and the real stuff, and just really, you know, being really just like true to yourself and being willing to show people the not so pretty stuff and be humble and have some humility and not be perfect all the time, you're going to start to attract people that you want in your life. And like my team is like, I feel like I've been, like, I friend shop on my social media. I'm like, who's going to be my friend and do this business with me and travel and like have fun? Like, let's all like be friends forever and be super wealthy and happy, you know? And so you know, that's what I think that you know, when you lead, you know, from the front, and you're really confident with who you are, and you're willing to share who you are, and you don't have any walls up, that you're letting people in. But if you have walls up, you're going to keep people out, the people you want on your team, and the people you want to be leaders of self. Because, you know, you can't control the outcome of somebody else's business and somebody else's fitness. It's just, you can supply the tools, and then you can be a rock star and show them the possibilities. And that's just pretty much how I do things.
Awesome.
I think it's really important to show people that, you know, you are going to have struggles. You are going to have times where it's really hard. I mean, I broke my wrist in August, and I didn't let it bring me down. I bought the Dragon Dictate, even though I couldn't type, and I was typing to my coaches. And, you know, it's important to show people that everything, especially for top 10 coaches, it's not just a straight line up. There's going to be a lot of up and down. And through that, you need to find what you can learn from that obstacle. I mean, with me, I said, okay, this is not going to bring me down. I'm going to show people that I'm going to continue to shoot for my goals and just keep going. And I know it can be frustrating. I know there's times where, there's were times that I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not the leader that I want to be, or I'm going to quit tomorrow. And then the next day I wake up and I read personal development, like the Slight Edge. Who in here has read the Slight Edge? Absolutely changed my life. Because, when you do those little things every single day, the things that don't take any talent, you are going to be seeing movement in your business. But when you drop one of those little things that you should be doing, you're not going to get there. So look at those triumphs and the struggles, share them with people, show them what you learn. And you'll be showing them that you're the leader, that you're someone that they want to be a part of. So I think that's it.
So what about if you have a goal to be top 10? There's a lot of people in the audience that is something that they want to focus on, something they want to attain. What would be the top 2 to 3 things that they should focus on to make that type of push and to see that type of growth in their business?
I really believe if you want to be a top 10 coach, you kind of have to surrender yourself and not be so, I know it's kind of crazy, but to not be so self-absorbed and focus on you, because being an elite or a top 10 coach, it's not about you. We're a lot of times, in my past when I was a newer coach, I would push my goals for my team onto them. I did that so much. I was like, you need to be diamond, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, and that was just so self-absorbed for me because it was what I wanted for myself to rank, and pushing them to hit success of, you need to do this, but it's not about you. You have to make sure that you're finding out what your coaches want and saying, well, let me help you get there. Do you want to achieve Success Club? Do you want to hit diamond? Do you want to hit star diamond? What can we do together to help you get there? Not you saying, I want you to get there, I need you to get there, but for them to know that you're just there to help them, and help aid them to be there. So just really surrendering yourself to know that it's not about you. You're just there to, aid them and give them that motivation and tell them that they can, because I can tell you when I became a coach, this was not even an option ever. I remember my first summit and I was like, man, I never will be there. And it happened, and it's because I said, you know what, I'm done pushing people. I'm done forcing them to do things that they don't want to do, because all it did was scare them. And let them, be their own leader and follow the path that's put out for them. And, it obviously paid off, so.
I think it's really important to make sure that you have decided very clearly that you are going to do it. I work very much in a space of operating from intention. While they were talking about how they start their day, I was thinking about how I start my day. And the first thing I do before I even open my eyes is decide what kind of day it's going to be, who I'm going to be for other people, who I'm going to be for myself, and how the day is going to be. That's the first thing I do. And then before I open my phone or do anything electronic, I actually plan out my day. What do I want to accomplish? How do I want to make people feel? How am I going to get closer to my goals? And then sort of visualize, being in Italy, in my case, for last year. And that helped me be really open to whatever path was going to get me there. So most of the time, that the people that want to be helped, so they were saying, will appear to you. And you just have to be open to that. So try not to get too caught up in how you're going to get there, because the universe will provide you a lot of different options for that. As long as you're open to all of them and you're willing to take all of them, and you're very clear in your intention, you'll just sort of end up there, which I know sounds like cheesy and weird, but it works.
I feel like we're sliding a little bit, right? So Sherry and Arnold, if my chair starts to get too close to there, give me a heads up, okay? So I can get off before I come up. All right, let's ask a couple direct questions. Lindsay, you've done an incredible job developing leaders, duplicating yourself. How have you attracted them to you, and how have you developed them along the way?
I think it's already been said, really. I mean, it's about living your truth and being so real, because like does attract like. I mean, when I first got into this business, I was a broken person. And so, want to know who I attracted? Broken people. I attracted who I was. And as you work on yourself, and I had to face a lot of things that I had said, oh, well, other people's problems are bigger than mine, so I'm just going to focus on their problems and help them because I love helping people. And it was kind of this repeat offender thing with me. I'd find these people and I'd think that their problems are worse and I'd work on them. And I was like, why don't they change? It's like your best friend when you give her great advice and then she goes and does the opposite. And you're like, oh, that would happen with my coaches. And the more I worked on myself, the more I was like, you know, you're really stubborn, or, you know, you're really inconsistent with this part of your business. I'm great at some things, but I stink at other things. And I know I'm very honest with myself, and I say, you know what? You have to work on this. And it is that slight edge. It is the little things that you do every single day that start to change you drastically. If I was who I was 3.5 years ago, I would be the bartender on this ship, and I would not be up here. So I've worked so hard on myself, and as I started to change, I started to attract people that were ready for change. And as, I think it was Heather that said, when I took myself out of the mix and I was like, okay, it's not about you. And I really focused on taking someone who was ready for change and being like a visionary in their lives. Being the person that spoke, you know, great things into them and that told them how amazing they were and really helped them to define what they wanted and why they wanted it. The more I did that, the more they were motivated. People just aren't motivated by my goals. It's just, I don't know why, but they just aren't. So the more I created a vision for what their life looked like and what Beachbody could do, I'm not just saying, this is how you sell challenge packs, or this is how you know, become a person in the workout videos, or whatever. What their goal is probably not linked, in my case, definitely not linked, to health and fitness. It's something bigger than that. It's the freedom that this creates. And if I can make them believe that that freedom is possible for them too, then they're really, really motivated to make the changes that they need to make to create some success. And I've been blessed with Melanie and Scotty coming into my lives, and I don't think they would have been attracted to this business had I stayed the same. So it really does start with each of you guys. It's what you can believe is possible for yourself. It's how hard you're willing to work on you and be honest with yourself and say, because there's a lot of people that say you're doing the things that are necessary, but you're probably missing something. There's probably something you're saying you're doing consistently, like inviting consistently. Oh yeah, I'm talking to people every day. Because you're talking about your best day. But if you're real with yourself and you're saying, is it every single day? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't used to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I used to stay up 20 hours if it took that much because my back was against the wall. And I needed this to work. And I was willing to sacrifice whatever possible short term for the long term benefits. And so whatever that thing is in your life, if you're looking to have great success, you've got to be truthful with yourself and say, is this worth the short-term sacrifices to get to the long-term results? And as you start to change, I promise you, you're going to attract amazing people, and they will bless your life incredibly, and you will do the same for theirs.
So Heather and Lauren, a big part of our success right now as a company is challenge groups, challenge packs. You guys both do an incredible job of that customer to coach conversion. Tell us a little bit about what you do to be successful.
You're talking to
Heather and Lauren, yeah.
Okay, well, my business starts out with challenge groups, and this is something that is very duplicatable for every single person to do, at least for what I believe. I start out with challenge groups, whether that is, you know, like a 21-day fix group or T25 or just like a clean eating boot camp, something that I provide for my customers, and I get them in. And when I get my customers in here, I already have a vision that these are going to be my next rockstar coaches. And why do I see that? Is because one, they're being a product of the product. They're already taking part in our first vital behavior, which is huge. And for myself, my job here is to groom and mold these customers to be that poster for Beachbody. They're going to love the program they're doing. They're going to love Shakeology. And I'm there to motivate them and support them and show them you're going to have amazing results. They're going to have that transformation in that short time, or however long your challenge is going. And from there, after I've seen those people in the group really shine, and they're posting on their Facebook, and they're messaging me saying, Heather, I am so excited. I just inspired my sister to want to do your next challenge. And I'm like, wait a minute. we're going to have you start your own challenge. And that's when I will bring in the coaching opportunity. And it'll be as simple as me Facebook messaging and saying, hey, I just want to let you know you're kicking major ass in our group. Oh, sorry, I said that. Sorry. I'll tell them you're doing a great job. I am so proud of you. You're motivating me, because a lot of times my challengers motivate me. They help me get up and want to go push play and get my workout on and stay on track. And I'm sharing that with them. And I tell them, I don't know if it's something you'd ever be interested in, but I have you on my list as a coach prospect, and I think you'd make a great addition on our coaching team. I'd love to share some information with you about it if you'd be interested. If not, no big deal, but I wanted to let you know that I really truly believe that you would be a great inspiration to other people. And a lot of times people are just like, really? You think that I would be good? So don't limit yourself on your invites to joining your coaching team, because you'd be surprised how many people, one, may not even know it exists, and two, don't feel that they're good enough. And I know a lot of my most successful coaches started there. They did not feel they were good enough. And I'm finding that with having a challenge group first, they're seeing, yes, I do have this potential. Yes, I can do it. If I can do this, why can I not do that? And I have an amazing rate of people that go from challenger to coach because of this, because I'm not just throwing it at random people. They are being that product of the product. And it's really simple, because they're like, well, then what's next? Let's get this going. And then boom, we get them enrolled as a coach, and guess what they're doing? The exact same thing. And it's, ever since I started doing it, business has taken off in our team, and it's fantastic.
So as I introduced you guys, one of the biggest statistics was the number of consecutive months that you've hit Success Club 5. Or maybe even Success Club 10, All-Stars. Mel, I think one thing that you've done really, really well in your business is forecasting and understanding who on your team is going to hit Success Club 5, and then working with them to accomplish that, and continually, month after month, building on that base of active, engaged coaches. Share with us a little bit about that.
So Success Club is easy, right? And as a new coach especially, that was probably the one thing that I'm like, I can do that. I can do that every month, like this light edge, and everybody says if you hit Success Club every single month, your business will grow. And so for me, that's easy to teach a new coach coming into the business. And now we have Success Starters, which adds that little extra incentive. And so every new coach that I bring into the business, that is the first thing I talk about. And I don't talk about it as it's this big, unachievable thing. It's, hey, you're going to do this. You're going to get Success Club. We're going to find 3 to 5 challengers, and we're going to put them in my group, and I'm going to help you achieve Success Club. And it takes that scary thing right out of it. So for me, that's kind of where I start. So all my new coaches, when they come in, that's their first goal, is Success Club the first month as a coach, and I help them get there. And so I have this little list, and literally it's just a sheet of paper in a binder, and every single month I write down all the coaches that are working their business, and I check the sponsorship drill down, and I keep track of their points. And I'm a paper and pencil person, so I'm always scribbling it out, writing the next number, highlighting it once they get to 5 or 10, and so I know exactly who is building their business, and I have checkpoints throughout the month, and so it's usually like the 10th, the 18th, the 25th, and I will go to those coaches, and that's how I know if somebody's struggling. Those people that hit Success Club right away, they're having a rough month, that's a great way to see, and so I can put a little extra attention or time or change around my team call for the week to give my team strategies for, okay, as a new coach, I struggled too. It came down to the last day of the month, and I was, who can I get to buy Shakeology so I can hit it? And so I pull that stuff out, all those old posts, I have them all saved in a file, and I use that. And so once they get a taste of Success Club, it's easy to keep doing it and duplicate it and see the reward and the benefit. And so that has tremendously grown my business. And I'm a competitive person, so in my mind, every month I will say, okay, can I help 2, 3 more coaches hit it? And that has helped me, make my team grow to where they are now. So it's been great.
Janelle, you have 2 business centers that are 15-star diamond. Your third one is continually growing. How do you manage the leadership between each of the business centers and decide who you should work with and where you should spend your time?
Well, it's interesting. We were just having this conversation because, you know, I think there's this perception that when you have multiple business centers, I don't know, maybe there's not a perception, but I feel like with some of the questions that I get asked, that there's a perception that you separate, like, okay, I'm going to bring this business center to 15-star or whatever. At least for me, I don't do that. It's just that when I open a new business center, my new coaches go into my newest business center. The reason the other business centers are getting to 15 stars is just that those coaches have been coaching longer. They've been coaching 2 or 3 years now. They're getting it. They're all one big family to me. I don't distinguish, oh, the coaches in this business center are going to get this incentive and these people are going to get this training. It's not distinguished in that way whatsoever. Everyone has all the same incentives and all the same training and all the same love and all the same, we're all just one big family. It's just that the people in the business centers that I opened, you know, 2 years ago or 3 years ago now have been coaching longer, and they've been in more of the trainings. They know what they're doing, and they're rising on up to the occasion. So it's really more of a timing thing, I guess is the way I would describe it. Is, you know, my newest coaches are right now in my newest 4th business center, and I'm very, very excited about those coaches, and I have no doubt that, you know, a lot of those coaches are going to step up and become diamonds. They're just all one big family. So I don't know if that helps at all, but that really is how I do it. I don't distinguish different trainings or focusing on, you know, certain people because they're in that business center that might go 15-star. I'm focusing on everyone.
Doug and Arnold, let's take maybe 2 or 3 questions from the audience if we could, and then we'll wrap this up. Start over here on this side, Arnold. Don't everybody jump at once.
Speaking of multiple...
If you can, stand and just tell us where you're from. Thank you.
So speaking of like the multiple business centers and you all being Success Club All-Stars, is that in all of your business centers that you hit Success Club every month? They all have one.
Success Club points roll up
Yes.
from your business centers to your first business center.
I have a question at the top. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, this question is for Heather, I think. You mentioned that you encourage your customers when they say, oh, my sister wants to do this program, you have them do challenge groups, but they're not coaches yet. Can you give some more specifics about that?
Yeah, so if someone in my customer challenge group, I get a lot of referrals, and I kind of, this is just me, but I feel referrals are silly because if I get the same person that keeps referring people to me, why would that person who's inspiring those people to do this not become a coach themselves and earn a little bit of the income themselves? Because, I mean, hey, referrals are great, you know, it's great, but why not have that person really step up and change some lives and add some value to other people because they're already doing it. So when I get those, I'll tell them, hey, you know, we've got this coaching opportunity. You're basically doing it. Why not just step up to the plate, let's get you going, and you can start a challenge group. And that's kind of how I do it. So no, they don't do it unless, I mean, they can, but they usually just enroll as a coach. Does that make sense? Okay.
Okay, one more question up here in the balcony.
Yes, hi. What type of support do you provide to your customers besides the challenge group? Would you call, I mean, of course you guys have a bunch of people, but would you call them or text them, just regular customers?
Like, that are not in challenge groups?
No. Clients that are already part of the challenge groups, if you provide any other type of support besides the challenge group.
I mean, well, for me, I have an ongoing fitness support group for those that I coach, no matter what, if they are buying anything, whatever. I really firmly believe that people need overall support. So they're in that Facebook group, but I do everything solely on Facebook. Obviously, if somebody needs some extra, you know, motivation, you know, private message, if they need me to text them, you know, that's great. But primarily, everything is done through Facebook and posts and videos and you know, pictures and stuff like that.
something really cool with the 21-day fix, because I found that a lot of my challengers were nervous about this whole the containers and the portions. And so, do you guys use the Zoom chats at all? They're awesome. So, and it's free. You just go to zoom.us and sign up for it. So I had my challengers get on a Zoom chat, and I got my containers out, and I had done a meal plan, and I walked them through the entire program. And so every time I launch a fix, I do that. And you can just see like the light bulb going off for everybody, and the results were amazing. And they could see each other, and you know, they had no idea what this chat was, but it was fun, and I recorded it so people could go back and listen again. And that really helped. So that's something you could implement with any challenge group you do, like have a Q&A with you or whatever, because they see you as the expert and they get to know you too. You know, and somebody might step up and be a leader that you're like, ooh, you'd be a great coach, you know, so.
I do that with videos. So I love making videos, and I'm a dork, and I will put on silly wigs and just have fun and laugh, and I feel it warms them up. So for customers, I reach out to them through our Coach Online office, and I just let them know about challenge groups, no matter what they've ordered. And if they come back to me, then I offer more. It's really hard to keep up with such a huge client base, and so I do what Heather does, and have a larger, called just the challenge group, and it's anyone who wants to continue. I don't push that on anyone, because some people want to be in, done. Others want to continue and continue, and I have people who have been in my challenge groups for, let's see, I've been a coach for 21 months, and or they become coaches, and so that continues. But I love videos because that gets them to get, like you said, a glimpse into your personality, and they connect with you more. So I'm not scared, and then I use that video in the next group to introduce them to things, because I'm a visual person, and I want to see someone doing it, and so I get that.
Okay, one thing that Amber, did you want to add something real quick? Jump in.
I didn't want to go over, but I actually have kind of a system. So since the beginning of challenge groups, I did conference calls weekly, and that was sometimes terrible because no one would come. They're better now because they have more challengers. So now I use Zoom. So once a week they get on, and the question is always just, what went well, what went poorly, and what do you need help with next week? And it's a group, so then they hold each other accountable to whatever the stuff was, and they give each other advice. That kind of helps me figure out who my coaches are going to be, going back to what Heather said, finding your rock stars. Because some people just won't come, because either that's weird to them, or they just don't want to make time for it, whatever. So that kind of helps me. And that way I get to bond with them, get to know I'm a real person. And then whomever I feel like is really doing well, I will text them little things like, I think you're doing great, thanks for inspiring the other girls. I don't know that it's necessarily support. It's more coach grooming, but I'm sure it feels like support on the other end.
So one thing that's kind of stood out to me as we've done this Top 10 Elite panel is you get a good feel for who each one of these individuals are in terms of, there's no ego, right? And you get a feel for that real quickly talking with them. Absolutely zero ego. There's a lot of heart and a lot of care. There's a reason why they've been successful, because their focus has been on their teams and helping their teams succeed, helping their teams grow. And I think that that for me is what stood out the most as we've done this panel. So I just wanted to congratulate you guys. Thank you guys for your leadership. You guys give them one more round of applause. Our 2013 Top 10 Elite Coaches. All right, we will see you guys at 4 o'clock out at the basketball court. Corporate versus coaches. Michael Neiman's already talked about posting up Jay Jorgensen and dunking over him, so no pressure, Jay. You guys have a great day. Thanks again.